Okay, guys, hit that like, subscribe, custom built for play go mode. Having little foot troubles. Actually, I'm about to change my diff, so I'm trying to get things ready so we can just go right into this. This is the grease I use here, guys. It's perfect for me. I run this in my Italian with my when that motor gets a little louder. Well, it's not even a motor; it's the gears. Run it in my Creighton, run it in the run it in the Mojave, everything I have, guys. I use this grease for it. I use a thin coat for the diff, which is just what I'm gonna be working with today. If you know what this diff is, you know. But I use it for pinions, whatever I need it for. I use this grease here. So I'm gonna get into this. It's gonna take me a minute to get these things off. And that's it. Take it up a notch. I guess I have to find a different fit. Or a different tool altogether. Is this one for that? These are for this one here. I like that one better. It's a better fit. And let me grab my little box. I always have to walk off of it. Which usually ends up being the same outreach. So okay, guys, found it. Had to make sure it fit. Okay, a little bit of advice too when you have this RC. You may end up damaging this area here just by just hitting things. So your screw may be a little stuck in there. So just wind it up much as you can. They usually, when you wind this screw, it won't come past this lip here. So it'll break even, so you can stop at that point. And let's get this next screw out of the way, because I just like to take the whole plate off. It makes it easier instead of just you trying to do things you don't have to do. So, and I also use little small things I have laying around, keep my screws together. Like here I have a roll of duct tape. I mean masking tape, paint tape. So I'll just have that sitting around. So let me get these screws out for you guys. Yeah, I wanted to show you guys these things here too. These are kind of good. Oh, you have plenty of length if you have something that, you know, in case you strip some. That's what I'm going to have to do here, because I knew I was going to strip what I was using it on, but it was an emergency. So, and another screw from the bottom. And they're pretty good. Actually, see, like once you get them loose, like I said, I stripped that one, but once you get them loose, they're just a zip to use. See, it may be a different material, so I'm going to actually look for these in the same material here, which is the steel. Maybe I'm thinking it should be steel. But I'm going to try that. I'm going to try that one again after I trim it up a little bit. But that's, like I said, that's plenty of space to work with. Okay. See, yeah, that one was kind of snug fit. Okay, that's for those here. And loosen those up. Now we'll have to go with the bigger size for these here. So I'm going to pause this and do the work, and then come back and let you guys see. Okay, I have one more after this, and I'll pop that off, and this whole plate should come off, including the ones that I said, you know, I had the where I scratched the plate at, and it came off. I mean, well, not came off, but I scratched the plate, and I had to open up the hole again. And this whole lip, yeah, see, he comes right off. Simple piece here. I just want to clean this out too, so I'm going to clean this out before I put this all back together. And there it is, trans and all. I like this build, how they got this one here. Could have went another way. I could have left this how it was, but I did want to look at my transmission. Put a little grease in there. As I said, I haven't gotten to grease this yet, so that's what I'm going to do while I'm here. So, take a little napkin, wipe that off. Wipe off the little excess while I'm in here. Something to do. Like I said, guys, if it's exposed and you see it needs it, you might as well just throw it across. Put a little grease on there. So what I do, this grease is kind of thick and it stinks. I hate the smoke greases. So I try to keep it off my hands, and I just take my screw, which I could use something better than that. I dip my screw in and just hit it a couple times across one side. I mean, I can gunk this up in here, but I choose not to. Like, this is like more or less enough here. More or less. Okay. And that's enough right there, because this stuff, it goes a long way. So once this spins, it's going to catch and go. So I'm not too much worried about that, as long as it's on there. Okay. Now, let's do this little flip over to get to this here. These pieces here. And I always find it good to use your tires to balance yourself. It's fast, easy. So, let me take the next couple off, which are going to be this here, which same, and it's one more that I have to get. I'll show you once I get this off. It's back here. So let's get that started. Here we go. Another quick note too, guys. If you ever have a problem with stripping, losing your, I guess, the rubber rings that go around the hubs and all, you could use Teflon tape. The rubber rings, you can leave them under there, but I just use the Teflon tape and just wrap it right around. Also, like I said, you can go around the rubber rings, because the rubber rings, what they'll do is they'll expand and slip off, and you'll lose this here. So those rubber rings, just run Teflon around them. Quick note. Okay, guys, here's that other one that was in the back that I was telling you about. It's in there, and it kind of holds this little plastic piece in and keeps your everything from just popping off the back of your car and riding away. So that should be loose enough. I'll go with this one now, because I could just spin these. There we go. Like I said, I like these things here. They're long. You can just work with them on all kind of angles. So yeah, guys, I will prefer buying another set or just trimming these up a little. I'll set this to the side there, because I know where that's gonna go. Where are the other ones? Oh, they're covered. Have to clean those out. And this is actually, guys, probably, I would say, baseball field sand. That stuff is rough on these cars. You'll always find it. Your best bet is to just blow them out the best that you can. Okay. Let's try to get in there now. that's going to be a nice little fight to get in there. So let's see what we have here. I'm pretty sure this is the right one. Up there it is. My angle is wrong. Angle was all wrong. Okay, here we are on the other side. Let's see if I can get down in there, because it's still kind of gritty in there too, guys. So we're going to have that issue. Okay. And I get that screw out. I'm going to definitely clean that out. Because sheesh. That is really a lot in there. If you know about this hobby, guys, you know that's a pain to have this type of stuff inside there. Which I should be doing this the right way, guys. So I should have an air compressor over here just blowing the air out. But that'll be more trouble than necessary because of the noise, and you guys won't be able to hear. So I'm gonna let you see what this screw looks like, and then I'll go into the next step. Table is a little small, but I find it better for my own little personal area. I'll keep this clean, this table clean. So, and give it a spin, get the rest of it out of there. There we go. What we got? A couple more spins. There it is. I say, guys, if your screws don't come out easy, you know, you might want to check into what you're doing. So, okay, pop those screws off, and that took care of this part here. And, okay. See how that goes? Now, the purpose in this, guys, the reason why I like to do it this way, so I can, let me show you, because I want you to see, I want you to look at this gear in here, because a lot of times when people have diff problems and things like that, they tend to tear up this gear. Now, let me get you in there. This input gear in here, it runs down the shaft. That one right in there, people tend to tear that up when they have diff issues. Now, what happened with this one, I just rear-ended my nephew with a Mojave. And all it did was just, it went right up under the wheelie bar and scooped up and hit the back. So, that was my main, okay, I'm about to say, that was my main problem that I had to take care of. So, it seems like that gear is okay. And what I'm going to do is actually just, wait a minute, buy another set of cups, because I just shattered that one, and that's what was happening. That's how we knew what it was. It was just, this wheel was just spinning freely. So, and what I'm going to do now, being as though I checked that and I can get a good C, I can wind it if I want, which is basically when I say I can wind the gear. Just give it a spin. Just give it a spin, that's all. And just see what it looks like. And that's about good. And that's why I say you want to check your diff gears, things like that, because this is grease and rubber, so, you know, and plastic, so. And I don't think I need a metal one as far as it right now. So I'm going to sit back on the metal and stay with my plastic. Now, the easiest way I could have done this, guys, is just pop those screws off and move this whole rack here. And like I said, those screws there in the diff came right out. But like I said, I like to check my other gears, and I like to see them not flat on top, but just, I like to see my gears. I just like my gears, that's all. So now, let me get in here and pop this off here. And when you put them back, guys, remember, you got to get back in those areas So take it easy. And also too, before you always take a screw all the way out, guys, you always get, like, if you're just winging it or in a hurry, before you unscrew a screw completely, just unscrew it some and just see what you're dealing with and give things a wiggle. When, oh, this is that, this is that, this is that, and you'll see what's wiggling. Maybe a one piece can slide off instead of going through a whole bunch of different screws and trying to figure out what goes where. So, okay, guys, it should be it should be exposed. Now, I did change this one because you know how everybody was having an issue with the diffs in the beginning. You know, they was breaking the cups, so it wasn't really a diff issue; it was just a cup issue. So, just to take care of this, and look at the. And like I said, this is baseball. This is that sand from the baseball field, more likely. And I have my new here. Now, let's just make sure there wasn't any shims on this one. Okay, no shims. I'll just add the grease once I slip it in. Make sure I put this in the right way, or I have a bigger issue. We've all done that one before. That's backwards. Or let me double, just triple check. Because believe me, I do. Okay. And just give it a spin. See which way your wheels will spin. Yeah. I slid it down in there. Tight fit. Okay, here we go. Okay. Okay, so I was right the first time. And we're going to just drop this in this way. And do it again, just to be sure. This is reverse. Yep, there it is. All right. Now what I'm going to do from here is probably add my grease once I cap everything back off. So now I'll just stick it right in the top here. So I'll show you guys when I'm done that part there. Okay, and just do everything in reverse. Put these screws in here. Okay, guys, now got that in. You gotta slide this in. Remember, guys, this piece is very important. This metal is very, very important. So you want to line those up down here first. Make sure you have your other one here first, because you can always slide them in. I just find this easier, just sliding them in there first. You know your space and distance, everything, however you want to call it, or whatever you want to call it. That's that. Now, you hit these screws, send them in, them same three. 2 long, 1 short. Okay. 2 long on the sides, 1 short in the middle. Now I'm just going to add these in here. Screw them in by hand first. I like to start my plastics like that anyway. So that's the best way to go. Because once you zip it, you might strip it. So, yeah. Plus, you know, it's just safe, right? All around, just period. I mean, my 2 little rings are out here. I see those. And they go on the hub. I mean, on the, this here. I'm about to see if I can put some thicker ones in here because this is a lot of space that I'm looking at. I just realized how that is. That's a whole lot of space. It's like them kind of shims on the arms. I can add them in, but I'm going to add something else. And that's just the way it sounds. I just turn with 2 fingers. That's it. If it's more than 2 fingers, I don't try to even tighten it no tighter than that. It doesn't matter what it is. More than 2 fingers, I just leave it. Okay, now I'm gonna just take these off and put these back in this way here. So that's easier, less aggravation and all. Okay. Screw this one in here. And this should be secure again. And like I said, the dog bones, I don't worry about them. As long as I got my diff lined up and in, that's the most important part to me. Dog bones is just take another part and put it back on one at a time. Trying to balance both of them at the same time is just a pain. So hey, I'd rather go this way with it. So it's just that easy. Nephew, hey, if you watch this, or when you watch this, I should say, every time I see you, you tell me you check my page out or something, but it's just that simple. No harm, no foul. Fellas, leave a comment in here for them. I'll just do something like this right here. And like I said, I'll give the wheels a turn or so. Wait a minute. Okay, that's good enough. I don't want to get it too sticky in there, guys, because that do affect your wheel. You see how it sounds like it's caking? Yeah, you don't want to go too thick on this, because you'll end up tearing up another gear. And that'll be a bigger issue. So, to avoid all of that, guys, I just go this way here. I should have cleaned this out a little, but oh, it's okay for right now. I'll let that do its work. Then I'm a WD-40 and probably get a metal one come later. But right now, I said there's no need, so there's no need. Okay, we're going to go and reverse the same thing. Screws here, all back in, and that's sealed up. With this part, guys, if you ever get confused, just remember the longer screws usually going to screw in through the plate here into the diff. So just mostly all RCs, the longer screws over to, if you have one left over from the bottom, it's usually probably this area here, because they go straight in through the diff. So good way to go about remembering that too. A little tip. Okay, that's back in. Now screws here, 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 all tight. And everything's mounted in, no screws left on table. Just done. Just that simple, guys. Alright. Hit the like, subscribe, custom play go mode. I'm out.